Welcome back to Cecilia's Spot, and on today's episode we're going to be making some lovely peasant dresses here. And here are two examples, and they have the lace on the bottom. And there's a free pattern at ceciliasspot.com. The link is below. And you can see the free patterns here. And you can just cut them out. And what you will need for this project is your patterns, your fabric, your thread, a pair of scissors, of course, your sewing machine, and if you want some lace on the bottom, otherwise you can hem it. Some elastic, about 1/4 to 1/2 inch. I'm using 1/2. So what you want to do is you actually are going to trace onto your fabric using the patterns. And then you're going to cut them out. And this one I actually just tape them together, but you don't even have to. You can just cut one out and then put it on the fold of the fabric. And then you have this lovely piece. So you're going to have two of these, and those are going to be the sleeves, okay? And then what you're also going to have is you're going to cut on the fabric here where it's folded, so that for the body of the dress you're going to have two of these. You have the body of your dress just like that. So you're going to have two of those and two of the sleeves. And then next what you actually want to do is take your sleeves and you want to put fabric side to fabric side here. Right where the sleeve hole is, you're going to kind of line it up, and you're going to want to pin it all along here, and then sew just here and back, okay? And then you're going to do the same thing with this side. You're going to take your other sleeve and do that. Okay, so now you can see that the sleeves are sewn on the one side of the body. And to do the other side now, to attach the sleeve, what you want to do is actually take it and turn it around so it's facing side out. Okay, and then you see the sleeve here, you're going to just bring that in. So you're going to take your fabric here, and you can see you have it. You're going to take it and just kind of leave it like that. And you're going to have the two sides face each other. So just kind of move it over. So you're going to pin it just like that. Okay? And then you're going to sew again on both sides. Do it for both, okay? And then we will have the basic outline of the dress. And like I said, this dress can actually fit you know, a baby any size from almost 4 months to, it still fits my 11-month-old baby right now. It's very nice because the elastic kind of stretches and it can kind of fit anything. It's great for summer, it's easy, so it's a great beginner project too. Alright, so go ahead and sew, okay, both sides, and then we'll meet back. Okay, for the zigzag stitch, so you want to place it so that it's going to actually hit the end here with part of the zigzag where the top of it is. So if you want to watch, go ahead. Hopefully you get a good picture of this. And you can see that we're going around the edge, so then you can see the finished product in the back. So you can see it's trying to weave it. Okay, so I'm going to continue doing the zigzag around the whole outside and the sides of the dress just so it doesn't fray. Now this is optional, but like I said, sometimes when you put it through the wash you may get some frays and strings towards the ends, but it'll still be fine. It won't come loose or anything, your dress. So next what you want to do is actually make the little pockets for the elastic that you're going to put in. So I did about a 1/2 inch, I kind of guessed, but you can obviously measure if you like. And then I ironed it down, so on both sides. And then the middle's a little harder to iron, but I did iron it a little bit for the elastic as well. Okay, so now what we're going to do is sew the elastic in. So you're going to sew all the way along these two outside parts and leave both ends open so you can put the elastic through. And then the middle is where you actually want to sew all the way around, except leave, a small area, maybe 1 inch or 2, and that's where we're going to put the elastic in. And then go ahead and sew that and we will come back. Okay, so now that we've sewn around the edges for the elastic, you can see there's a little area here I left open to fit the elastic in, and we'll talk about that later, but first we're going to work on the sleeves. So the two ends of the sleeves are still open, so what you want to do is take your elastic, and this is the 1/4 inch elastic, and you're going to stick one of the safety pins through it. And then clip it, and then all you're going to do is just feed it right on through, and then you bunch it on there. And you pull. And then you can either, if you know what size you would like the armholes to be, you can measure it or just kind of guess, but you want both of them to be around the same. So once you've decided, you're going to have to measure it for the other arm. Okay, so this is what you end up having your sleeve looking like, but you can kind of spread it out so it's even. And then you want to look at it and say, well, is that about the right size for my little one? See, that looks a little big, so I'm going to bunch it a little more here. Okay, so I'm going to do about 4 finger lengths for my 10-month-old here. And then what you want to do is you're going to take the end here and you're going to sew this right here so that it doesn't move. And then leave this part still attached, and you want to sew this side as well. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing for the other sleeve, and then we'll meet back. Okay, so now you have the edges of the sleeves done, both sides, and then what you want to do for the top is go in the hole that you had, and you want to make it the right bunching for your little one, for however large you would like it. And then you take the two sides, and they come out right over here for me. And I actually just pulled them out slightly and sewed them together, the elastic, cut after the sew, and then it's actually sewed in together there. And then I went and just single stitched it right here to close it up. So that's it. That's probably the hardest part, the elastic there. So next what we're going to do is just sew down the sides. Okay, so we're getting there, almost done. So what you want to do is line up your sides here, and you can pin it to keep it in place, and you're going to sew right on down, starting up here, because you want your sleeves together, and then you're going to sew right down the side here and back stitch, okay? And I actually usually will do once down with a zigzag. And okay, so now we've sewed both sides, and what you actually want to do is sew the zigzag on the outside and then the single stitch on the inside, so it's when you flip it over it's a nice and neat seam. So that's that. It's pretty much almost done now. I'm going to add some lace to the bottom of mine. That's optional. You can just hem it as well if you'd like. But I have this pretty lace, so I'm going to use this. So you see, I do have to press this yet with the iron, and you may want to take your seams from the other side that you just sewed and open them up and iron those out as well. So this is it, pretty cute so far. So we're going to take the lace and then, you know, measure how much you would need. And then generally with this type, it's sewn right on the outside. Some of them have 2 layers and you can kind of do both, but this one generally is done right on the outside. So I'm just going to line it up, pin it, and sew it on, and then I'll be finished. I am going to make a matching, I think, a sun hat or a bonnet, which I'll make another video for that. Alright, so I'll show you the finished product in a moment. So go ahead and either add your lace, or you can just fold it under and hem it as well, and usually you want to iron that so you get that nice straight hem. So you can see I'm just sewing right along here on the very edge of this, putting the lace right on there, and I've already zigzagged the end to prevent fraying, or if you have a serger, obviously that's the best thing, but I do not, so I do the zigzag to prevent the fraying. Okay, so there's the finished product. The lace around the outside, the bottom, and the top. And then feel free, if you want, you can of course add like a bow or some buttons or anything like that. I think I might put a couple buttons right down the center here. It'd be pretty cute. Just hand sew them right in there. And then on another video I will show you how to make a nice either a sun hat or a bonnet that'll match this. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Cecilia's Spot, where creativity and fun collide. Stay tuned for more videos.